Hi, my name is Cullen, and I'm a personal injury attorney in Winter Park, Florida. It's been a little bit of a running joke in our office for a number of years. Somebody comes into our office, a potential new client, and we sit down and we're talking about the facts of the accident. And then invariably the conversation always comes to insurance coverage, and we ask our new potential client about their insurance coverage, and usually the first answer that we get is, "Oh, I have full coverage." Well, the problem with them telling us they have full coverage is there's no such thing as full coverage in the state of Florida. The full coverage that most people think that they have is whatever their insurance agent thought full coverage was and whatever their insurance agent told them full coverage was. Maybe I can give you an example. The last client who came in our office and said they had full coverage had the absolute minimum levels of automobile insurance that were required by the state of Florida. Those coverages are property damage coverage and personal injury protection coverage. So property damage is a coverage that protects you if you've been negligent somehow and you crash into somebody and you cause damage to their property. So it might be their car, if you crash into their mailbox or the front wall of their property or something like that, then your property damage coverage would pay to have whatever you've damaged fixed up to the limits of whatever your coverage are. The other coverage that you're required to have in Florida is called personal injury protection, and that's a medical coverage, and it covers up to $10,000 of the first medical expenses that you incur after an accident, regardless of whose fault it is. So those are the minimum requirements in Florida, but many people are driving around in Florida thinking that this is full coverage. So I guess it could be full coverage because it's the full coverage required by the state of Florida, but really it doesn't provide much coverage at all. At the opposite end of the spectrum would be someone who has elected to pay for every single kind of coverage that an insurance company offers. So not only would that be property damage and personal injury protection, but it might also be bodily injury liability coverage, uninsured motorist coverage, rental reimbursement coverage, roadside assistance coverage, and all the different little kinds of coverages that insurance companies offer. So that truly would be full coverage if you bought everything that the insurance industry had available. I don't know that many people that do that, and it probably wouldn't be very wise to do that, but that would truly be full coverage. What we really think of as full coverage is the coverage that's going to protect our client and put our client in the best position to react if they're involved in some kind of an accident. And really, that's the job of an insurance agent, is to sit down with somebody and figure this out and figure out the mix between what they can afford and what they need in order to protect them. But we find all too often that insurance agents either don't have the time or they don't have the know-how to do this. And so we very frequently have people come into our office who think they have full coverage, who think they're very well set, and they don't have what they need. And really that's the fault of their insurance agent, because their insurance agent should be spending the time and effort to get to know this information. So if you have any questions about full coverage, whatever that means, or your automobile insurance coverage that you have now, or what you think you might want to get or need, we are happy to sit down with you and look over your policy and help you figure this all out. All you have to do is call us. It's 407-254-4901. You can always text us at 407-644-4444, or you can even reach out to us via the Facebook app.